Today, we are going to go over some cat-like mental performance exercises and cat-like reflexes that athletes can put in as a bow on top of their performance right away after we go through this episode. If you are new here, my name is Gabe. This is the Mental Performance Playbook brought to you by The Athlete's Health. I'm the founder of The Athlete's Health, creator of this Mental Performance Playbook, where we drop down mental exercises like a mental gym or our phronoic gym that athletes can then train and apply and use immediately in their physical skills in school and anywhere else. This is for anyone trying to learn these exercises to then apply in the athletic setting, either for you as an athlete or for the athletes that we know. Now, this episode today comes from my cat, actually. And before we get into this, like my cat, if you like this show, please, all I ask is to share it with someone and then give it the thumbs up, the subscribe on YouTube, on Spotify or Apple, give it the 5 stars and let us know, comment below, but at least share it and give it that 5-star review. Now, I say that's like my cat because somehow, some way, my cat seems to surprise us every day. But because of that, I have created this episode right here of 3 ways that a cat performs mental toughness better than humans, that a cat has mental performance training and mental reflexes more equipped for performance than humans do, and what we can learn from it. So let's get right into this. Number 1, she analyzes everything before she makes a move. Even when she wakes me up every morning at 4 or 5 a.m., meowing, meowing, meowing. She analyzes everything before making a move. Now, why this is so important, because I understand some people could be asking, Gabe, I don't think we want them to think. I think we just want to do it, right? Like we don't want extra analyzing. Correct. But the piece comes to, where are we analyzing? What exactly are we actually analyzing? And when we answer those questions, now we tie this to our cat and be like, okay, this is where it's at. See, let me explain this. Before she does anything, she's just watching. She's observing. She's reading the room. And then she starts to figure out, okay, what is exactly happening? What is exactly in front of her presenting? What is the best move? That's not hesitation. It's intelligence. It's learning what to do instead of just acting randomly. Pause if you're watching this. I know my hair is getting a little crazy. We are going to update that soon too. We have a lot of updates coming very soon for TAH. But let's get back to this. So our cat, the cat-like reflexes, analyzing everything. See, the reason this is important for our mental performance and our athletics for the athletes that we know is that the best athletes are going to operate the same way before a game, before a play, before a shot. Now, as I funneled into that of game and shot, it's less and less thinking. But prior to that, for the game, is when we actually have more and more thinking. And it's not bad thinking. See, it's thinking, it's seeing what is in front of us and not having chaos with it, but having clarity and identifying the strengths and the opponent's weaknesses. And when we have that kind of awareness, it is a trained piece, and it's something that we start to implement, that we start to do. And that, in essence, is what our cat is doing, of analyzing everything before the move. So that is step 1 of analyzing. Now, the next thing that my cat does is, after she's analyzed, maybe she got spooked, but she came right back, she locks into something and completely switches into a different mode. You can see it in real time too. We call it BP mode, Black Panther mode. See, her eyes, instead of narrowing, actually, the cat's eyes, they get huge. She lowers down. Everything is going towards a single target, whether that is my leg or whether that is the bird outside. She is honed in on that, and that is the only thing that is in her eyesight, in her thoughts, and what she is doing. You can try to get her to stop. She's still going to go after your leg. Athletes now need this same switch in the moment when we step on the court or on the field or on the track. We need to flip that switch and we stop being the student or the friend or the person with problems and become the competitor. This can be more abrupt or harsh, but it's the gladiator. You step into the ring. That's what you are doing now. That's what the cat does. That's what our athletes do. This switch is a trainable skill, but most athletes never really work on it. Maybe we do it unknowingly. The music starts hyping us up some, or we just know it's game time and we're going to go out there and play our game, but it's unknowingly. If we can train that, just like if you wanted a hunting dog or a hunting cat, which is not a thing. They hunt on their own. But a hunting dog, you train those skills and it knows, okay, we're working now. We're hunting now for our cat or for our athletes. We train this to, we're flipping the switch. We are locking in on this. We already analyzed, so we know what to do. We just have to lock in on it and now play in our completely different mode. To then, number 3, because before we get to 3, we know that we need to use some of our presets and resets and funneling and goal pieces, visions to make that happen, which is what we then train and implement at TH, right? That's what these exercises are for. So today is this process piece of it. To add to this last process is the last piece that the cat does. You see, when the moment comes, our cat goes in with no second guessing. I mean, I've seen her jump from a ledge 10 feet in the air. I've seen her sprint, fly, literally skip the steps. And it's not always the smartest thing. And that's how it is in the performances too, right? Not always the smartest, but that is what happens one way or another. See, rather than pause or reconsider, hold back, she pounces, literally pounces. Now, in every sport, there comes a point when the thinking becomes the enemy and action is actually the answer. It's a swing, it's a shot, it's a go out of the blocks, it's a kick. Whatever it is, the mental training builds the freedom then to trust ourselves enough to just do it, to not have the hesitation, to not have the doubt, but to just do the action that we have trained the muscle memory to do, but yet that supercomputer in our head wants to fog it up and block it, stop the connections, or make it work all janky and robotic instead of smooth like we want it to be. Instead of smooth, we have to know the mind to then have no mind at the point of play. And that is the third piece that I really want us to take away from what I have learned and just seen from my cat. If there's one extra nugget in this before we wrap it up, it is that it does not matter the time, probably because she sleeps all day. And obviously, we're not going to be doing that. Athletes are going to be moving all around, whether it's a student athlete, which all the way up to the pros is what we are, whether it's in the school system or college. You don't have that much time to sleep, but yet still up at 4 or 5 a.m., getting what you want, making it happen. That's the last lesson to take away from this. But otherwise, please understand these pieces from the cat instinct, because these are crazy creatures, but they overanalyze at first, maybe even a scaredy cat. But when they need to, when it's time to go, because they have analyzed, they are ready. They flip the switch, eyes lock in, honed in, focused, not thinking about anything else, and pouncing as the third piece, knowing, not even thinking about the consequences, but just doing what needs to. All of a sudden, that cute, cuddly cat is a killer creature. And that is what we can implement, funneling in for our mental performance training and our overall performance. Now, we've covered a lot of those resets and presets and visions and goals throughout other episodes. We'll drop more in the next episode, but I really wanted us to get another idea of this funnel system of how we can lock in 4 games in this episode here today. Like I said at the start, which I didn't really say this at the start, lot of updates coming soon for TAH. It's going to be exciting. A lot of things in the back end, almost stressful, but stress produces correct? Stress makes the diamond. So that's what we have. If you like this, if you want to support, please just share the show, give it the 5 stars, subscribe on YouTube, and we will see you next week on the Mental Performance Playbook. Peace.